Well, just like in the movie Stargate, these are all fake gods, just like the Sumerian tablets mention about how the Anunnaki went into shadow ruling through human proxies. But these proxies and Nephilim, especially as they got less percentage Nephilim, less percentage fallen angel, they just kept pretending that they were gods and had special powers. And this is the origin of leaders, governments, and rulers around the world. Coming from the stars, the right to rule. Which is also why most people have no idea who Jesus really is and just hear a bunch of bad stuff about the church, which is nothing to do with what Jesus is. Jesus is the most hated person in the Matrix controlled by these fallen angel and all their money groups, which controls everything basically. The Matrix has hidden it from you. Jesus came to set everybody free. Check out Yahweh's heart from these two verses right here. From Isaiah, learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. Also from Isaiah, is this not the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness and to undo the heavy burdens and to let the oppressed go free? And that ye break every yoke. Clearly you can see what God's heart for humanity is, which is the opposite of the manipulation that these tyrannical rulers always have us in. Look at everybody's lives today, it's a reflection of it. History really is a game of telephone with the winners telling a lot of the story, and the people in charge of the Matrix and the rulers which we discussed. But one source really helps you make sense of it all. Rather than having to deny the Sumer, Enuma, Elish, or the Bhagavad Gita or ancient Vedic records, or the Roman and Greek Mount Olympus, another mythology, one sense really makes sense of it all, and that's the Hebrew source, which is Enoch and the Bible, telling you about the fallen angels and how they started and rule over countries, which evidence from all over the world aside from the Bible and the patterns which I've shown you display. A group of angelic rebels broke rank, divided and marketed themselves differently all over the world. This one world mystery Babylon religion will be regrouped on the end of time by the Antichrist. Kind of like when you hear a slightly different story from a group of kindergartners, but then there's this one kid in the class that really helps make sense of it all. Speaking of kindergarten, brief rabbit hole, when you were a kid and thought it was kindergarten, that word garden really does come from that word garden. It's a child garden, which is weird if you think about Cabbage Patch Kids and that whole rabbit hole with homunculus, incubator babies, and growing babies from the whole Tartarian rabbit hole. In close, the book of Enoch says that there was a war in heaven and a mass dispersion, and these beings went all over the world starting cultures demanding to be worshipped, demanding sacrifices. And like I said, Jesus came to flip the script, and instead of demanding sacrifice, he gave himself as a sacrifice once and for all, to let as many people that wanted to leave this matrix of fallen angel domination to come roll with the big dog. Check out this clip in close of Jesus and the real heart of Jesus and how he opposed these serpentine rulers.
Grown in our garden, to that I say, woe to you Pharisees! You tithe mint and dill and cumin, measuring carefully the last speck, while neglecting what is actually important of the law. Justice and mercy and faithfulness. You blind guides, straining out an gnat while swallowing a camel. Look at these people. What have you done to help them?
See you next time on The Savage Truth.